G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza and this is a different kind of video where I answer some of the questions that appear quite frequently in the comments and in emails and in Facebook and Twitter and such. Before I begin, I'd like to address two things. First of all, thank you. 5,000 subscribers. It's really awesome. I know it's not like the millions of subscribers that so many people on YouTube seem to have, but the fact that 5,000 people stopped and said, hey, I want to continue getting these videos means a lot to me, and the fact that I started this year and I've already reached 5,000 subscribers is really cool. So thank you so much for subscribing. And second of all, I'm sorry for the lack of videos in the holiday break. As you can imagine, holidays can be a bit hectic, so I've been somewhat distracted, but I will be back in full gear. Just give me this month or so just to, I'll give you random bits here and there, but, bit slower. Anyways, so in terms of questions, one that I get quite often is, do I use a mouse or tablet to animate? The answer lies right behind me. This is my tablet. Now, I know it's quite extreme as far as tablets go. I've only had this one, not even most of this year. But yes, I've mostly always used a tablet. The first one I had was a pad tablet, somewhat like the Intuos that Wacoms do, where you look at the screen and you draw. This is an LCD tablet, as you can see, and it is very cool, and you can do fancy things like this. So if your question from that extends to should you get a tablet, I would consider it an investment if you want to do things professionally. If you're a hobbyist, it's more a question if you have the budget to spend on your hobby. But professionally, I think that if you want to do this kind of thing as a career, it's really a must-have if you're doing hand-drawn illustration or other various forms of that kind of art. Another question that I get quite often is, what is this glove thingy that I wear? It is called a smudge guard, and when I wear it, it covers just the pinky finger, which basically, when I draw, lets my hand glide seamlessly across the tablet glass. Another question that I get asked quite often is, why do I squint my eyes in most of the video tutorials that I do? It's a very subconscious thing. I kind of do this, and what I think subconsciously I'm doing is distancing myself from the work. I had an art teacher in high school who told me continually to step back from the work that I'm doing and kind of see it as a whole. And there are other little tricks that artists can use, for instance, using a mirror to flip the image or actually flipping it in Photoshop or whatever program they're using. And it allows us to see things that we don't normally see, like notice things in the image as a whole rather than focusing on the details. And so I think when I lean back and squint my eyes like that, I'm distorting the image slightly to kind of see things a little more as a whole and find things that I need to fix. I hope that makes sense. Another very popular question is, how do you export Flash animations into video format? Flash does a terrible job at this. Don't even try. Seriously, don't try. Look up Swift to Video, and there are several good programs that do this. The one that I use currently is Moia Swift to Video. There is a link in the description, so check that out. But very soon, Newgrounds is going to be coming out with one called Swivel, which is even better. So I'll be making sure to let you guys know as soon as that is out, I promise. Now, there are a few questions from Facebook and Twitter people that I would like to address now. Rick asks, with all of the stuff you've learned over the years, is there one old Flash of yours that you would like to redo or remaster? Now, funnily enough, there kind of is. Now, this isn't a promise, but this is just kind of like a little idea that I kind of wanted to mess with. But next year is my 10-year anniversary on Newgrounds, which means it's a decade since I put up my first animation. And just for kicks, I kind of wanted to make a remake of the very first animation I ever put up on Newgrounds, which was a stick figure animation. But I wanted to like drastically remake it in a hilariously overdone way. But that's just an idea. I don't know if I'll do it. Who knows? But yes, I have considered it. Wesley asks, when you do your paintings, do you leave in refined line work or do you paint them out? Depends on the artwork, but in most cases I have one layer for really rough construction work, another layer for finer sketching, and then another layer for line work, or I could immediately jump to colors if I don't want thick line work on the image. But yes, in most cases I do get rid of the rough line work, unless it's kind of more of a painted style of picture. He also asks, were you self-taught? What material did you use to learn? I used to be a really huge fan of this guy called Christopher Hart, who has some drawing books that I used to just collect. I still have them all. Also a massive fan of certain cartoons and TV shows. Dragon Ball Z was a big one. And video game art styles has always been a bit of an inspiration. In particular, I've always loved and gravitated towards the Blizzard style of art. Somewhat more recently, in the era in which I started doing Flash animations, the authors that inspired me most in my early budding days, and still do today, people like Johnny Utah and Adam Phillips on Newgrounds. Harry Partridge blows my mind. Oni and Zach of Leo and Satan and Hellbenders make me laugh until my pants are wet. The list goes on. And I'll end with one last question. Will you be doing tutorials on backgrounds or coding? The answer is No. Reason for this is because in the group that I work with, I'm the animation drawing kind of jack of all trades guy, but there's another guy who's way better than me who does backgrounds, and I'm going to be begging him for years and years and years to do a background tutorial, and that battle will wage on until the end of the world. As for coding tutorials, it would be a really, really bad idea. Ask any coder if a video tutorial is a good idea. It's not. It's a bad idea. Once again, huge thanks for watching and favoriting my videos, and most of all subscribing. I'm just like massively, awesomely pumped up that 5,000 people are happy enough to watch my videos again and again. Please feel free to leave any other questions you might have in this video, because I might very well be doing another FAQ sometime in the future. Who knows when? It is a mystery. Until then, thanks for watching, and you stay classy, Sandy. YouTube, you crap. Fuck!